Jev is not your ordinary YouTuber. He doesn't care about views, drama, or even his own desk. The only thing he wanted to do was to get people to know the name Jev, and boy, did he accomplish that.
Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Jev, and thank you so much for 5 million subscribers. I call it a job loosely. It's honestly one of the most amazing things I could ever experience in my life. Years and years down the road when I'm 50, 60 years old and retired in my 70s or 80s, however it is that I got to that point, I will always look back on these points in my life and all of these years that I've been doing YouTube in my life and realize that these were my greatest moments. These are my purpose. After this, I'm not really sure what I'll do. I'll just, go on, live a normal life. What's going on, guys? It's Jev, or XJEV, whatever you want to call me, and this is my first gameplay commentary.
Jev had no father growing up, as his grandparents would raise him.
Luckily for me, when I was born, my grandparents took me in after my father just honestly, I don't even know the whole story. All I know is that he just wasn't there very long, and he was just gone. I haven't talked to my dad basically my entire life. I remember meeting him maybe 2 times. I think I've seen him maybe once or twice, never said anything to him. And to be completely honest, I'm not even sure if I completely recognize him or if he would even recognize me if I had gone up to him and say, hey, I'm your son. I'm not exactly sure how he would react to that.
He would fall in love with video games as an escape from the real world and would become really fucking good.
You know how he does it 4 or 5 times? All those times I was sinking my shot with it. Oh my god! You may not develop your own fan base, whatever it may be. Oh my god!
But he also had built up rage. This would make him start to do rage tages. These rage tages would do extremely well, and people wanted more.
Dude, why is it that when I flash somebody, it's like I just slapped them in the face with a fucking napkin from a little kid's birthday party? But when I get fucking flashed, it's like some big brolic black dude named Raquise pulled a fucking bed sheet over the head of my head and just proceeds to skull me! I spawn die! Spawn die. Spawn die, spawn die, spawn die, spawn die, spawn die, spawn die!
But these took a while to make, so in the meantime, Jev would make cut commentaries of his favorite game, Call of Duty. Jev would join different sniping and trickshotting COD teams in order to try and grow his name and his channel. The premise was simple. Everyone in the clan would have the same clan tag and would go for really impressive clips and trick shots and would put them all together in a montage. COD montages were going insane at this point in time, but Jev didn't just want to do montages. He wanted to show off something way more interesting, his personality.
I don't understand. What the fuck did the square do? Why am I a square? Why can I not be a circle? It just would make more sense for me to roll. What?
Jev would start playing different games on his channel, but there was one genre that would do extremely well: horror games. Because of his real reactions, he was genuinely terrified when he played, and it was hilarious.
Jesus Christ! Okay. What the fuck is going on? What the
And because of his authenticity, he kept growing. He would do story times, challenges, and vlogs, and eventually caught the attention of the biggest COD clan of them all, FaZe Clan. But him joining at first was controversial. People didn't think that Jev was all that good at the game, so they didn't understand why he would join. But he really was that good. Not only that, but he actually meshed really well with the guys in FaZe. At this point, Jev had quit his job, and he started doing content full time. He was growing like crazy, but it wasn't just him hitting insane milestones. It was all of FaZe. Everything was moving so fast that it all came crashing down. Things were different in 2016, at least for influencers, but especially for FaZe Clan. The New York house that FaZe had built was no longer the place to be. People wanted FaZe Clan to show off their personalities more and more, which led them to buying the FaZe LA house. It became less about who could hit the best trick shots to who could pull off the craziest pranks. Banks and Adapt became even more a part of this LA lifestyle, renting a house, calling it the Cloud House. But if FaZe Clan was in LA, where was Jev?
As far as actually traveling out, going to California and going to this mansion and going to all these parties and shit and trying to live like, I don't know, this different type of lifestyle out on the West Coast especially, it's just not me.
Parties, vlogging, pranks, this was all YouTube was in 2016, and FaZe Clan wanted a piece of that pie, except for Jev. He just wanted to keep playing video games.
I don't want to be in a TV show, I don't want to be in movies, I don't want to act. Shit, I don't even want to take pictures for my own products. I literally only want to play video games.
Jev saw right through it all and realized that this lifestyle was just temporary, and involving yourself with these kinds of people wasn't a good idea.
Man, I don't know. I feel like all these people around you are just like, you don't know what they want. It's weird shit, man. Everybody in FaZe, I'm cool with everybody there, but I'm just weird about getting involved with too many different people, man. This shit is always so weird for me.
The partying lifestyle started to take a toll on FaZe Clan.
It was like January 1st, and I realized, I'm like, bro, this is bad. Like
Like
I wasn't
what? What were you
I wasn't
taking?
talking to no one about it either. I was taking drugs. I was on drugs. I was taking pills.
Bro, you don't wake up from taking, with Xanax here, I was only doing like 50, but every day. Like 50 Xanax, 2 milligrams a day.
FaZe Clan was changing, and to put it lightly, people didn't like that. They felt like they were abandoning their old audience. FaZe had lost their identity, which built them up in the first place. It didn't feel like old FaZe anymore. It felt corporate, flashy, and doing everything they could for clicks. But while FaZe was doing house tours for $30 million mansions, Jev was doing something a little different.
But I disconnected my controller, my whole PC freaks the fuck out, resets all of my audio settings for some reason. Now we have no sound. So then I'm gonna disconnect this, right? And then there's gonna be no sound!
Jev was attempting one of the hardest challenges in Call of Duty history, getting platinum on all weapons in the game, which basically means to get every single gun camo challenge in an entire Call of Duty. Although Jev was extremely good at Call of Duty, I wouldn't wish my worst enemy to go on this camo grind. For the sake of content, he decided to go for it, and it costed him his sanity.
Okay, this is what we're doing, huh? This is what we're doing! I'm gonna get myself a fucking nosebleed. Zavorska's terrible, just remove her from the fucking game. Ah!
It had been 6 years since Jev joined FaZe, and he was still raging at Call of Duty just like the good old days. Meanwhile, FaZe kept changing, soon signing celebrities, and kept trying to branch out into whatever other avenues that were popping at the time, but that's never what FaZe was meant to be. FaZe would even go public on the stock market. What was even happening anymore? FaZe behind the scenes was burning money, and fast. Eventually, the stock would lose 98% of its original value in just 1 year. Probably one of the worst stocks of all time. People just had enough of the stuff FaZe was doing. People knew FaZe had all the keys to success, and it all had crumbled underneath them. But not Jev. In fact, while all this was happening, Jev was still hitting new milestones. He never stopped.
Thank you guys so much for 3 million subscribers, for 4 million subscribers, for 5 million subscribers.
Although he didn't go viral overnight, Jev was playing the long game for his career, and that's what actually mattered. He didn't care about being famous, the money, the girls, the parties. All he wanted to do was to play Call of Duty.
I started doing this YouTube stuff simply because I was a kid that never wanted to stop playing video games. And the only possible way at the time that I could think of was if I could make some money making some YouTube videos, I can just play video games.
But it wasn't all bad for FaZe Clan, because Banks would regain ownership of FaZe and lead them into a new version of FaZe Clan, kicking almost every single member that wasn't actually important to the new vision. Banks would take a gamble into a new avenue that actually looked promising: streaming. Banks would sign streamers to FaZe that he thought had the potential to blow up as streamers. This at the time was unheard of, but in the end, it would all work out. New FaZe would start breaking the streaming game, but Jev would continue to break controllers.
What the fuck?
Forget it, man. Fucking forget it.
New FaZe or old FaZe, Jev just wanted to stay in his own lane, and that's why people respect Jev so much. He never switched up on his audience, never wanted to be famous, but just wanted to get by and do what he loves to do, just play games. He would even get married. It's safe to say that Jev saw it coming. Make sure to subscribe. I'm out.